Morning everyone. As you can hear, it's raining a little bit. Not whether you can hear me well enough, but it is Wednesday morning and it's 7:20. Just woke up to this again. We've had it all night. These are one of the joys you get when you're in the vans. We've got all the sound deadening up there, all the insulation and everything, but as you can hear, didn't stop this lot coming through. Not sure what the plan is for today. Still got plenty of places to go and visit, but we have got a severe weather warning for high winds for the next 2 days. If yesterday around the stones and what have you was normal wind, then high winds, Jesus, it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna finish getting sorted out, and I'll catch you in a minute. See you later. Right, just jumped out this morning to show you the view. So it's Wednesday morning, it's 10 to 8. This is the view from where we stay. That's where we are. All parked up. Another van with 2 ladies in, parked up with us last night. Nice couple. View of the sea, cemetery there. There are toilets, basic toilets, water, and obviously the bins. Yeah, that's this morning. Just jumped out between the torrential rain we're getting at the minute. Just to give you a look round. Right, I'm going to get some breakfast and what have you. Wait for Ike to turn up. Right, so we just found the Iron Age house there. We're just making us way down the tracks. We think you can get to this from the beach, but you can also come round the back of the cemetery. Bit of a waterfall there. There's the house. Got something else up here. Have a look what this is. There's some sort of a stone building with a modern extension there.
But I don't really pick up on it. It just looks like
A mound.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the fence for a 30
Yeah.
Catlin.
I'll say you probably just about walked to it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just the house itself. They shut the door. They knew you were coming. That's a pity it's not open. It'd be nice to see inside it. Back this way. See where it takes us. Yeah. Just parked up the Blackhouse village. There's some old houses for us to have a look at. Again, not a bad backdrop. If you wanted the proper names, that's what it is. And I'm not trying to pronounce them. That'd be the pile of people. That's the exit. Let's get him right on the side then. How much for it? $4.50 a piece? Hiya, thank you.
I've just been telling about the houses. I've reached 1954. That time they had wood cladding. Electricity came in 54.
Yeah. And
this was good as got. Before that, back in the day, it was all open plan and carpet down here, right about the floor, so things had improved. The problem was, 1950, after that, the families moved away, leaving just elderly people here. So someone left to do the maintenance on the roofs, and the roofs began to decay. So in 1970, all the houses here got condemned as unfit to live in. Local authority then built other houses a mile out the road, and when the houses were ready, the first group left here in 1973, the last two people left here in 1974, and by 1976, the roofs began to fall down here. At this point, they asked the local councillor, what should we do with all these houses? And the man said, there's lots of black houses in Lewis, demolish them.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what the folk did back in the day. However, my friend, the planning officer, said, oh no you don't, and had this area declared a conservation area. The question then was, what's so special about these houses. And the answer was, this type of house you see before you can be found in parts of France, part of Germany. It had been lost there in the early part of the 20th century. And this house, in its original form, it had been open plan, was very much the same as the Scandinavian longhouse that had been lost there about 1900. So these houses got listed as they're deemed to be an important part of European heritage. We therefore got grant funding to allow us to restore the houses, this one to original, hence the slope on the floor. The other houses we more of a concession, so we leveled the floors for health and safety reasons, and with self-catering houses with all the modern facilities. The reason this house is on a slope is to do with the cattle. The cattle are down there, the heat from the cattle goes upwards, everything else from the cattle goes downwards. Now, I'll say a few words about filming. The first group to film here in my time was Swedish television, and their interest was the fact that all the place names here are Scandinavian. It was all to do with the Vikings. The Vikings were in charge here for a good number of years. Now, there's one word everybody thinks is Scottish. They tell you can't get much more Scottish than the Hebrides, except the Scandinavian, and it actually means islands at the edge. The next group to film here was actually German television. Their interest was the Celt and Gaelic. Folks say why the interest. Well, the original Celts actually started off in Central Europe, migrated across to the edges of Europe, and they were being displaced by stronger tribes. However, because they started off in Central Europe, there's a connection between Scots Gaelic and the German language. It's to do with grammar, so you structure your sentences. There's also a connection between Gaelic and English, which is to do with spelling. A lot of Gaelic words have unpronounced vowels in them, as we do with English. My friends in Ireland tell me that it's just being silly. Their view is, if you don't say it, don't write it, keep it spelling simple. So you don't have simple spelling in Gaelic, it makes it a bit harder to follow than the Irish language. Now, my friend Dan is going to tell you about weaving, and I'll tell you a few words about the top part of this building. The top end you'll see box beds. Folks say, what's so special about a box bed? Well, you actually find them in the castles of Scotland. I was in a castle owned by the Queen Mother. I got surprised when I saw the box beds. And the reality was that the castles were cold, drafty places, and the box bed would keep you warm in the winter time. So, as it did at Blackhouse this year. So they were quite widespread throughout Scotland, the box beds. We've even got a Singer sewing machine up there. Folks say, what's so special about Singer? Well, Singer was an American company which manufactured sewing machines which were sold throughout the world. In 1946, a lot of men left this area to work for the factory in Clydebank near Glasgow, which employed 16,500 people. Had its own railway station. All that's there nowadays is a railway station, that's all. Sadly, in 1978 or thereabouts, when the factory was closing down, the folk didn't see the importance of heritage, which is why there's no trace left behind. This area could have been the same way, except that my friend, the planning officer, saw something that no one else saw, and had this area declared a conservation area. I'd been for a friend, there'd been nothing here, it had all gone. So it's all to do with seeing things. So it's amazing, two men seeing the same buildings. One said, it's a ruin, knock it all down, tidy the place up. And then I said, oh no, you don't. These are important in terms of European history. So two folks look at the same thing. And so back in the day, 1840, there was people weaving here, and tweed was just tweed, until one person came along and said, oh, it's good stuff, this, I can sell it. And that was the start of Harris Tweed. So my friend then will tell you all about it, but all because someone saw something back in the day. So I'd like you to get on and take your pictures. Now bear in mind, this is where the BBC filmed the Christmas special, I'll Call Him Midwife. I can say with certainty, I think this is probably the most photographed fireplace in Europe, thanks to the ladies from America, because they all recognise the fireplace from the programme. So the picture here was, one would sit here, then one would stand over there and take a picture of them. The word function, which is Gaelic for welcome, the fire to get the three into the one. So it's you've got to be quite good at doing it, otherwise you just get part of the word and part of the fireplace and so on. So, and so I'll let you get on. And,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that just a peat fire?
It's a peat fire.
Nothing else, no artificial.
No, when you're looking at a peat fire, there's two things going on. But there's not much of burning, but there's also in peat. There's a form of paraffin. Natural occurring form of paraffin. So when the peat gets hot enough, the paraffin becomes vapour and then catches fire and can produce a very strong flame. You're seeing it there. That flame can actually burn through steel. So you can't put your teapot onto a Pt5, you have to put your teapot here, away from the flame. So to survive in a big fire, everything here has got to be cast iron. That part of the bicycle, yes, it's for your teapot, but it also makes an important point. When we're working on restoring these houses, I was involved in the restoration. My friend Frank also was beside me, and we had this inspector came to make sure we had restored this house correctly. So the man came round here, everything's fine until he came here. I noticed this, at which point the man was not impressed. He said, that's not an original feature, it must go straight away. It's vandalism. I'm not happy, someone's playing a trick on me here. My fuss. Anyway, my friend said, hold on a second, that's an important feature here. Here's a photograph. The man saw the photograph. Oh, it's for the teapot. No one's allowed to touch it, it must say it's a recorded feature. All because of a photograph. So that thing is trivial, but it makes an important point. If you're working in listed buildings, you've got to have proper records. So it's my friend was well prepared because he knew the kind of folk he was going to be dealing with. So he did everything with him.
Good. Very good.
So by the time my friend finished with them, these folk, they didn't have any understanding about Blackhouse in the Western Isles, or anywhere else for that matter. It's what they thought themselves. So my friend was the expert. He wrote the conservation order for these houses, and he knew the history of all these houses, so he was well prepared. And by the time we finished with them, they all knew the score.
Good.
Yes, it's he passed this knowledge on to them, which is very good. So if this would happen again in another part of Scotland, the folk would be aware of it. Because bear in mind, this type of house back in 1976 was the last cluster of houses of this type, so left, standing in Northern Europe, which is what made them so special, which is why we've got the all the funding and so on. And it's one of the reasons why we've got a concession from the archaeologists that come here. And originally when we came to restore these houses, these folks said, we're against it, we object. We don't want these houses touched in any way. So my friend said to him, now listen, would it not be better to allow us to restore these houses and bring life back to the village? At which point I said, well, we never thought about that. So the concession was, number this one's here and we'll let you have a free hand with other houses. And that's what happened. So, so we've gone from a situation with maybe 5 or 6 people coming here, archaeologists, we now get lots of people coming here. And my friend always said, restore these houses and folk will come, and so it proved. So there's one day we got 13 buses.
You want to say what? Go stand next. You come sit next.
How short they are. Everybody can't be double 5 foot tall.
Les cages, comme chez nous, c'est pour tenir chaud. C'est exactement la même chose.
Like fuse box. Yeah.
Il disait qu'avant, il n'y avait pas d'évacuation, c'était beaucoup plus confiné que ça ici.
Yes. Oh yeah, I can see the chain there. There should be. See, we used to have a little train that went back and forth, you know.
Yes, I know, it swung around, yes.
But that was on an open fire.
Even the bed's only about 5 foot, isn't it?
If that.
Yeah, if that. They must have been really short. Or they just slept curled up in balls.
Yeah, keep it warm.
Yeah. Get your washing dried. Didn't wash a lot, did they? It's alright slope. Yeah, let everything run this way. Yeah, keeps it out of the house, doesn't it? Yeah.
The gentleman's here from the north of England. That mission's really important. It was made in Keith, New York, so my friend does speak to you about it. But he's not more still used to this day.
but a schedule. I'll cut out the talking and do the weaving.
Okay.
So it will be noisy, and I'll just start from there, so you know what I'm starting off from. Everybody okay with that noise?
Yes.
Now in that short time, we've done about 4 or 5 inches there,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's
Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Lovely colour.
yeah,
Beautiful
it
colour.
is the old herringbone design.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
No, it's before these came up in 1922,
Uh-huh.
they would use hand looms to make the tweed. And anybody's ever seen hand looms, that's labour intensive work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that all started off in 1840. A lady who owned part of Harris at the time was called Lady Dunmore.
Right.
She saw one of her crofters working on a hand loom. She took that cloth with her to show society friends, and a business was started. She named it Harris Tweed, and the name carries on. But with the First World War, the Isle Air disaster, that's 220 men returning from service who were drowned within yards of their own shore coming home, and the Spanish flew. The skills that had been here for the hand looms had diminished, and it was no longer a viable entity. So they got in touch with George Athersley and Sons Limited from Keighley in Yorkshire, and they had the cotton and the woolen industry there anyway, so they already had the engineering. Athersley simply minimised it to accommodate this with the tweed, and they'd have a steam driven over a shaft. We didn't have that luxury, so you converted to treadle, and that's the way that carried on from 22 to 32 when he added that shuttle box, that semi-automated shuttle loading system. That carried on up until the mid-90s, peaks and trough, of course. By the mid-90s, those who buy the tweed, the buyers and the tailors, they wanted a wider cloth, so those who cut out panels for your clothing, etc., had less wastage. They then transitioned onto a wider loom. This one has 696 threads coming through on the warp. The new loom was 1,392, and it's double the width of this. It doesn't have the build of this, obviously. This one is 70 years old. I'm not far behind it. The first one came, as I said, concept came up in 22, but with the transition, they were able to make lightweight and featherweight material on the newer looms, and that's what really sells nowadays. And just as important as the tweed itself is the fact that it is protected not only by the logo of the Europe stamp, but it's also protected by an Act of Parliament.
Oh, good.
That was last amended in 1993. Stipulations and regulations are from the wool coming on the island to the product leaving. Nothing can be outsourced. Everything has to be done the inequities. On this part, as you see, the weaving has to be hand woven. So
Lovely. Yeah.
that's its provenance. That's what makes it different from most other tweeds, all other tweeds, and it's unique, and that's why you guys pay a lot of money for it.
Absolutely.
Similar value.
I'm trying to keep the camera steady in this wind. This one's open. Like it. Some of you can stay in. Yeah. Door up and down there. I don't know what that one is. Not sure whether you can make that out on camera. Trying to keep it steady. It's too windy. So some of these you can actually rent out and stay in them. This wind would certainly dry your washing quick, wouldn't it? Love how they built ladders into the wall. No. Right, our kids spotted another beach called Dial Moor. That way or that way, do you reckon?
I'm going scenic route.
Yeah. Like we said, every beachhead seems to have a cemetery. The headstones look fairly new as well. Yeah. We must all want a sea view. So you're not going to get your legs under them tables, are you? That's not a bad little beach, is it? I know. I'll pick the way through these stones where the sand's just formed and stayed there. Oh, cool. I'll try and get over to these without breaking my neck. See how the sand's just staying on top of the rocks. Proper little sandcastles. rest of the sand is just forming up. Wow. Yeah, in this wind as well. Yeah, in this wind, how's it staying there? Come on, this way, may as well go for a walk. And this beach is not even on the map as a point of interest. It's a stunning little place. They're good for surfers. Proper waves. That's a right little find. We're at the Button Lewis Lighthouse now. Right guys, we'll leave that one there. If you've enjoyed that, do consider giving us a like and a subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot. See you later.